Hello and welcome to another studio vlog, What's on the Easel Tonight. I am your host, Manny C. Price. If you're new to the channel, here's a mini recap. I am a New York City based artist. Art and magic are my passions. The bulk of my work focuses on this and, of course, body positivity. Here on this channel, I will be concentrating on tutorials, classes, events, and of course the various updates that pop up on all these topics of interest. I'd like to take a moment, by the way, to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving now that the holiday season is fast approaching. Today I will be showing you what I am currently working on. As you know, I was commissioned to do a family portrait of the Rosa family. I had hoped to be done with it in time for the holidays. I am aiming for Christmas, latest the New Year. The gentleman, by the way, that you see in the background is my husband. Hello. Due to COVID-19, we are both working remotely. You can thank my brother for the camera work for today's vlog. We discovered during the course of filming we need better lighting, a lens or two, and a diffuser. It was an interesting learning curve producing content. So let's go over a bit of what you're seeing here, my method and approach to painting, and some of the difficulties I've had on the course of this project, which I think would be beneficial to beginners and intermediate oil painters alike. Now, as I mentioned before in previous studio vlogs, this all professional oil painters will point out, the key to a good oil painting is having a solid foundational drawing for the underpainting. Line work, composition, lighting, value, tone, etc. are things taken into consideration. In the previous studio vlog, you saw that I had already applied the first layer like a wash of burnt sienna to block out the values and the raw umber for my darkest darks. As of right now, the background is left unfinished since the client is still unsure exactly what it is that they want. Most of the family members have been blocked out at this point and given final approval before moving on to the next one. After the foundational phase, I move into the ugly phase of the painting where I apply the tones and values of my family members here, adding shadows where need be. I have found using straight black or even mixing it to create darker tones or hues just muddies my paintings. I have also discovered the same when it comes to using white. So what do? Well, depending on the color, like brown, I will add blue to darken or orange to lighten, with a bit of yellow ochre, being careful not to ruin my brown, turning it green. I also learned less is more and rely heavily on thinner layers and glazing to create depth and effects. This is the beauty of oils and its strength, I feel, when it comes to the patterns on the figure's clothing and such as the designs and logos. I'm going to leave that to the very last since it's part of the detailing phase of the painting. If you're going towards the green scale, then you can add titanium white and darken it with straight black. Otherwise, you're going to find that your colors are going to turn muddy fast. They're going to have this weird green hue, I assume because of the titanium that's in the paint, or some of the white colors, the pigments themselves, because it's all chemicals, they will have a reaction. For my primary colors such as red and blue, how I darken them for like a Zillion Crimson, because it's a little bit more thinner and deeper blood red, as opposed to the cadmium, which seems thicker, opaque, and kind of creamy. I would go with like Prussian blue or ultramarine blue to darken it. And for the ultramarine blue, I would do the same thing, kind of adding dioxide purple or adding even orange or some sort of opposite complementary color, because you still want to have that vibrancy of color. You want it to pop. I definitely recommend to get a oil painter's handbook, like a recipe of color mixing. I have one I purchased through Barnes & Noble and even through Amazon, and it's really cheap and it gives you a whole bunch of different mixing recipes. I also recommend books on color theory and getting one of those color wheels and getting a color corrector where it's a device where you can see in front of you what the color is within the window, and you can match your paint to that window so that you always have your truest color. Now, when I'm painting skin tones, depending on nationality, like for example, for Caucasians, I would use lapis lazuli glaze for the shadows because it's going to be a cooler tone to the skin. In some cases, I might even use like a turquoise or cobalt turquoise to do the under, the cooler points of the face. Where for Hispanic, I would use dioxide purple, deep burnt sienna, maybe a hint of azalean crimson, and a little bit of the raw umber for getting darkest tones. Again, it has to do with building up shadows, and it depends on the layering of your skin as you're progressing with the painting. Deep, dark skin tones, I find that using the dioxide purple really brings out that vibrancy and gives that vitality to the skin, making it look alive. And that's what I also love about with oil painting and glazing, is that, especially working on wood, it gives it that vitality that you're looking for, that lifelike, almost photographic quality. I have also been looking into other alternatives for brush cleaners and mineral spirits. I have been recently taking a liking to Chelsea Classical Studio brand of products. The one that they have for the brush cleaner is a lavender. There's supposed to be no carcinogenic fumes, no petroleum, no turpentine. It's supposed to be safer for you and the environment. Just trying to do my part in being a safer cleaner artist. I also find it that it doesn't give me headaches as like the turpentine and the other mineral spirits. I do enjoy it. It's a very pleasant smell. If you're not into lavender, they do have a citrus line. I think some like a lemony kind of smell. And I'm also using it and my other mediums that I'm mixing together for 1 part, 2 part, and seeing how the fluidity as a medium for my oil paints. So far, I am enjoying it. I find it much cleaner. It strips the paint and the dirt and everything off the bristles, or if you have as opposed to synthetic brushes, it doesn't harm or destroy your brushes. It actually conditions but it cleans it very, very well. And if you actually have it sitting there crusty and you have like a long time, that you've used your brushes, this is definitely for you. That is not the case with myself. I have actually some brushes that I've had since high school. So it was interesting to see those brushes to be revitalized. So final thoughts and notes on this painting. I will be coming back and revisiting the final look of this painting once it's completed. I did just finish another painting during the Halloween season. Unfortunately, due to my schedule being completely packed, I was unable to do any video content for that to show you guys. But if you wait till the end of the video, you can take a look at it, and it's now available up on my web store at mannytheuncanny.com. It is a painting of Harry Treadway as Victor Frankenstein from the TV series Penny Dreadful. I will leave a link at the bottom where the description bar is, so that you can take a look, and if you so wish, you can purchase. And I will even have another link for if you can't commit to an original, there will be prints made available. To give a bit of what I'm doing here, you can see that I am coming in around her face. I am trying to give it a specific shape. I'm trying to do her muscle structure. I'm having a hard time. Like, one of the things, that artists will typically have problems with is, its hands, feet. It could even be like the structure of the muscles, smiling. As simply as it may seem as simple as smiling, but it can be very frustrating. And for me, this is one of the things that I've been finding frustrating for this piece, is getting her smile just the right way. I am using Naples yellow in the Old Holland, and it's the light one, and I'm using flesh ochre for her lips. Now for her cheeks, once it dries, I'm going to come in with the rose tint from Sennelier and kind of give her a nice blush. One of the things that my mother taught me with ceramics, and most female artists will understand where I'm coming from, because we all have, a background with painting our faces with makeup. And that was one of the things that I learned with even the artist Chet Zar, because he was a special effects makeup artist, and he was able to easily to convey these ideas that with the T-zone, you want to put like a nice flush across the face, especially the cheeks, the chin, and the forehead. If you would like to add your name and become a member, please join us on patreon.com. We would love to have your patronage, and there's rewards. Anything as little as $15 a month can get you a love note and a piece of art. How wonderful is that? And remember, every little bit helps. With each pledge, I can purchase art materials, equipment, and upgrade the quality of content that we produce here. So please, if you like what you see here, hit the like, subscribe. Again, thanks for watching and tuning in. Shout out to my patrons, Paul Wagner, Jamie Pellone, Akelta Wild. We appreciate your patronage, and as always, mucho, mucho amor.